But today, instead, you can get it at 25, and that is really good, isn't
good.
it? So it's basically like you're getting a pack completely for free, and then you're getting part of the pack for free as well.
Yeah. I wonder if the people at home are like myself, because I never know the price before I come, and I love to see that arrow coming down. I can't wait to see
Yeah,
what the
no,
offer price is.
definitely. I tend to get them written on my sheet, but sometimes they even do things that I don't know, and I'm like, what was that? Yes.
I've had a few of those.
So yeah, superb saving on that. And think about the fact that you're going to get 30 of these sheets. So how much you can actually do on these as well. You can create bigger projects, smaller projects.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, yeah. I mean, that will last an awful long time.
Yes.
The amount of things that you can get out of 30 sheets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out of 30 sheets is incredible.
Absolutely, and that is 83p a sheet for you to be able to jump in and take advantage of that. As we say, we've got loads and loads of samples that we'll share with you as well. We will just kind of get everything introduced to you, and then you can have a look, because we also have what we've called the glitter bundle, where we're almost getting like your metallic colours here. And this, to me, is just mesmerising. Not what I would have expected to see, actually, in shrink plastic, these colours.
No, when we brought these in, it's the first time I saw it. Now, the sheets themselves, don't judge it by the look of the sheets. You wait till you see the samples.
Yes,
the way that
definitely.
shrinks down, the sparkle that you get from these is incredible. So, of course, Christmas is on the way. It's absolutely ideal for your festive makes, whether you're making little charms, drinks, boxes, even if you're making your die-cutting things to put onto a card afterwards. Incredible, really cool. And everybody's fallen in love with this metallic shrink plastic.
Yeah, and you can understand that. And I think you would have expected the price to go up, usually. Like, it seems more premium if you're kind of getting these colours, the glitter coming through. But not today. We're actually going to match that price that you just saw on the other option. Again, you're getting 24 sheets in total, actually, with this one. And we are going to take that price down to $24.99 again. And honestly, when you actually see the finish of these on some of those samples, I think you're going to be utterly, utterly blown away with them. Oh, OK, go on then, Kat. Kat's like, do you know what? I might just take another £1 off. I'm like, well, you do that if you want to. I'm like, you're in charge of the price. It was already good enough, but why not? Go down to the lowest price that you want to.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so $23.99, so that does mean you're getting £15, of course, off of that. So it gives it, you know, the chance for people who have used it before to get it, but also for people who have never done something like this before, it's a great sort of try-it price as well. 8 sheets in total on each of those that you've got as well. And that is down to that amazing price of $23.99. One other thing to introduce to you as well. Now, this is something that I was absolutely blown away by when you obviously showed me this earlier and showed me what you could do with this. Kat's like, what, seeing this? No, seeing the samples and seeing what this actually transforms to. I wasn't looking at this going, wow, Pete, that is just incredible.
Look at this.
That is the best piece I've ever seen of A4. It is, I mean, explain what you can do with this, because it is magical what you can actually do.
Whatever you can print on paper, you can print on that. So whether it's a pattern, if you scan in your kids' art and shrink it down to make key rings, if you get free downloadables, it might be vintage or, well, any manner of things. You can print flowers and cut them out with a pair of scissors, shrink them down to make earrings, to make rings. And if you're thinking shrink plastic, now, you said at the beginning, you know, reminds you when you were a kid. Forget about all that. It's great for kids, but the professional results that you can get with these products is incredible. Printable shrink plastic. And the reason we're on, because we were on about 8 weeks ago, we were trying to figure out when it was.
Yeah, roughly.
The reason we come back so soon is because we sold out. We
it was all gone.
Left. The container arrived today. It's just arrived in the country.
Wow,
it's arrived today, so there you go.
And we actually have managed to put the whole stock allocation into the show today as well, which is brilliant, because it does mean we've got hundreds and hundreds of these available. Now, you are going to get the chance, again, to get 10 sheets of this. We will get that price straight down. Shall we have a look at some samples of what you can actually do with this?
Let's do this.
It's that transformation, I think, that you get to see, where suddenly you say, you can print on this, you can do that. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think what we'll do it in overhead, and I'll show you the printed sheets, and then I will reach over and grab some samples. Now, remember I said about the flowers?
Yeah.
This was just free downloadable art that I managed to find. Now, let's have a look at what we've done with that. Now, if you see this, these earrings, this is Shrinkadelic Chic. It's even got a website. Don't go to it because it doesn't exist. But this is to show you, you know, if you make to sell, this is the kind of thing that you can be doing. And they were all just cut out with scissors. Now, there's a ring which goes with it as well. So that's on a ring back. And you can see I've done different sizes of the roses. So the top two are the earrings, and that is the ring. So the shrinkage is about 42% from the original side. Now, the other rows we have, there's another ring there. Isn't that good? And what I've done, you'll notice they have this lovely luster. I've used an acrylic on the top. It's a resin. It's a clear resin. You can use glossy accents. There are epoxy resins. There are those that almost like, you know, that they use on the nails, which are UV sets. So they're quite common. You can get those if you want to get that lovely luster. Now, let's take this away. I want to show you something. These are things that I just pulled off. I just Googled.
I mean, look at these. So glamorous, aren't they?
I know. Aren't they incredible?
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look at samples of those. And I'm going to have to reach over a second. How about this? How about that for a set of earrings?
That's absolutely unbelievable.
A set of charms. They could be key rings. I'm sure people's imaginations are spinning at home on the things that you could do with those.
And if you look at them, right, and you look how professional they look and everything like this, think about what you could be selling them for, right?
Yes.
Because $12.99, the price on our screen, is not even the price we are going to sell this for today.
I love those bits.
So I actually think within one sale of something like that, you could have made your whole money back on just one of those items. Let's bring in a 30-second clock and then we'll get the price down. 10 sheets of this to be able to create anything that you can literally print onto this. There are so many images like that on the website, of course, that are free downloads, like we were saying. You might want to be doing your photographs. Have you got digital downloads from the likes of, you know, Debbie Moore Designs or the Crafty Witches that you want to use? You might want to pop them onto it. You can do this with this product. Last time, as we said, it completely sold out. We have now taken it. It's not in a bundle. It is all on its own, and we have got a huge stock available for you to be able to create this. Not £12.99. Instead, ready for this? This is so good. £1 a sheet. And how much you can create per sheet?
It's 99. Is it 99.9p a sheet?
Yes.
That's not bad, is it?
Not at all, no.
£100.
Exactly. So, yes, we are down to the lowest price on that with the biggest stock quantity, of course, that we can possibly bring to you, which is just fantastic.
But you're quite right. I mean, look at those patterns there. Now, I know, and the thing is, the point of this is if you're not making to sell, but you just want to make a gift that is bespoke to the person.
And personal, isn't it?
My mum would absolutely adore these. Now, we said we can print these. What if I printed pictures of my daughter or the grandchildren or things like that? You know, your pet, anything at all. If we look at these lovely patterns here as well, how about something like that? That lovely ring. I'm afraid my fingers are a bit big, actually. But
that'd be nice for cufflinks as well, wouldn't it?
Cufflinks, absolutely.
You know, it's great on the card,
but they're on the front of a card, you know, using it as tiles like that. There's so many ways now. Imagine if you cut this out, rounded the corners off, punched a couple of holes in there. Now we're looking at buttons.
Exactly.
There we are.
So, it feels very Gaudi-esque, that, you know, almost like you feel like you've kind of gone to Barcelona and sort of bought it from somewhere like that.
Absolutely.
But you've created it all yourself as well.
But yeah, all those Gaudi patterns, arts and crafts, you know, anything like that, anything that you can find, free downloadables.
Yeah.
This is just a pattern which was downloaded, and from that, what we've actually done now. If you take half of this and cut it, right, you can make those earrings, you can make that pendant, and yes, you can make that lovely ring. Now, there's a way of making these rings which we will look at in a little while.
So that means you have made all of that
for
50p.
For 50p, for 49.995p, you have made all of that. Now,
that is so amazing.
Say you just wanted to make the earrings. How many sets of earrings would you get out of this? Probably about 8 sets, depending on the size of circle that you want to die cut. So if you were selling those for $4.99, I think that's a really good price.
It is, yes.
You could command twice that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then that, so say $9.99, because they are kind of unique, you could get back the price of the pack with one sale.
Yes,
there you go.
Exactly, and that is literally where we are, and it's the fact that you can choose anything that you want. I mean, it's a good job that we have managed to increase our stock quite dramatically from last time, because we would have been becoming limited on our stock from last time if we hadn't have kind of quadrupled it today. So look at these as well.
I know, and these are free down. Now, there are websites out there. Go on and put in vintage free downloadables. It will give you a whole raft of websites, and the variety of different things is quite incredible. I'm going to reach over and try and find some of the things that I've created with those.
Yes, definitely.
So there, that's a nice That's a nice little brooch.
Yeah.
This is, again, we've got the earrings. You can see that lovely lady there. So what I've done is I've flipped the image as well. So you know, one's opposite to the other.
Exactly.
It's a lovely
that's really
child
cute.
there. That's gorgeous, isn't it? With the gloss on top as well. So there's another brooch. And as you said, you know, those are cufflinks. We've got the cufflink backs there.
Really nice.
They could be earrings as well. They could be pin badges. They could be, well, I mean, I'm going to let your imagination at home run wild.
And I'm actually thinking of sort of like when Bowie, for example, was first born, they came around in the hospital and they started like taking, well, they asked you, couldn't take pictures of your child, not just taking pictures randomly of him. But obviously you were sort of like, yes, but you're in that state where you're going to probably buy them for whatever price it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a key ring and I got one photo, and we were talking £75. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, because I was in the hospital, I was like, yes, we'll have it, we'll buy it. If you look at this, I could have literally made this for less than, you know, those images for less than £1. So if you can do it yourself and then don't go to a hospital and take the picture of the children, I'm not saying that. But what I mean is you could now gift them to your friends and you could be doing those things that cost people a lot of money. Yeah. And you've done that for peanuts, really, which is brilliant.
Yeah. And here again.
This is a good idea.
These are, really cute. I mean, I've got friends who
Favourite books.
They collect these lovely penguin books. So obviously, if you're making to sell, anything that is licensed is a no-no. But if you're making it for your... Speaking of own personal use, I'm going to dip in my pocket, actually, because this is the fob that I use to get in through the front door.
Yes.
And I've got a couple of these little Pantones.
Brilliant.
On there, because obviously being a designer, it's my kind of thing. But album covers, you know, say you want to make pin badges. Remember they were so popular in the... I used to have... my denim jacket used to be covered in these things.
Covered in them, yes.
You know, and again, using that acrylic glaze over the top. So there's all some of my favourite albums in there, you know.
You've actually got them there as part of you and part to say.
Exactly. It's bespoke, it's unique, it's whatever you want it to be. Really, really cool. And we're just scratching the surface, aren't we?
I mean, so we can see there, you know, an abundance of some of the things that you could kind of be inspired by and what you could create. But I suppose there's going to be people at home who are thinking, well, I've never done this. They look brilliant. Yep. Can everybody do this? What do you need, I suppose, to create? Shall we have a look at kind of how to actually get this from the shrink plastic?
We can circle back to these in a second, because there's a lot more to go, believe it or not. Yeah. Right.
Oh, and Karen's just said, do you print on the shiny side or the coarse side? So which side? That's a good question.
To be honest with you, I've printed on both in the past.
Okay.
I tend to print on the... Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look at a ring.
Yes, okay.
And you see... These rings that I made, they are printed on the matte side. So the shiny side actually acts like, it's almost like it's printed under glass.
I see it, yes.
So if I've printed on the matte side, it is very much matte. But having said that, if you use that glaze over the top, if you use that resin, you can make it shiny. So it doesn't really matter. It works on both sides, amazingly.
Brilliant. But thank you for asking.
Really cool. Really cool.
That is super. And ask any questions, anything that you want to know about this, please do send them in. We're live, we're interactive, and obviously we can ask Pete as well. The last time, of course, that we did this show with Sizzix around 8 weeks ago, it completely sold out. That's why we've had to wait. As we said, the shipment has literally come in today for this, what we've got on your screen at the moment, the printable. We've got the whole quantity here for you. So most of you multi-buying, well done to you, and it's £9.99 for 10 sheets, which is just brilliant.
Yeah, so, yes, we brought this show back, especially. I was supposed to be on my yacht in Saint-Tropez this week. But,
you flew back from Saint-Tropez.
But here I am, and I'm more than happy to be here. So, you can see now, we were saying about how you can... It cuts beautifully. It die cuts beautifully as well. This is printed. This is an all-over pattern, which I printed. So, I'm going to cut some of that as well. Yeah. All right, now, you can see this is printed on the gloss side. Now, the matte side is where, if you're using inks and so on and so forth, the matte side is the place to go. So I've just cut some bits off there, and I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, which won't get used that much. I'm kind of, you know, I'm so used to having my big shots. So I've got it by the side of me, almost like a comfort blanket. So there we are. So what I'm going to do, I'm using a framelits die. This is one of the Sizzix framelits die. One thing I would say with shrink plastic is when you have dies that are really fine and fiddly and detailed, shrink plastic sometimes it's not the best material for that. So it is the more basic shapes. And I'll show you some shapes which have been actually some gorgeous flowers which I've cut from shrink plastic.
Yes.
And, of course, it's mouldable as well, which is something that we haven't touched on. We're going to look at that more when we come to look at the metallic. Because you can manipulate it while it's still warm. You have a very narrow window to do that.
That's amazing that you can.
It is fabulous. Yeah. So there you are. We've cut the 3. Now, what we're going to be doing is buttons. Yes. So, if you watch Sewing Street and you've tuned in and thought, well, let's see what's happening on HobbyMaker. Yeah. Imagine making your own buttons.
That's really cool, isn't it?
It really is. So, and what I'm going to do is take this hole punch. Oh, something's on the floor.
I can pick them up.
And I'm going to pop a couple of holes in here. Now, as long as you keep somewhere near the centre, like that, and then go opposite like that. Sorry about that.
That's right.
Did it all fall?
Yeah, it's just fell off. There you go.
So I've got so much on that trolley. It's
no, it's because you've got so many samples and sheets, haven't you?
There we are. So this is that lovely printed one. Now, with the printed, what I can actually do, and this is a lovely way to get a vintage look, is if I take one of my distressings, let's take broken china, for example, and I'll take my applicator, because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around the edge. Now, you can't really, this ain't great TV, I'm afraid, folks, because you can't see, until, actually, let's put it, can you see that edge where it's gone slightly deeper there? Yeah. And, of course, all the colour, the reason, now you might think this is a very subdued blue, but what happens is when these things shrink down, the colour does intensify. So if you have a photograph, just, you know how you mess about with the brightness and so on, so just make it a bit brighter, and then when it shrinks, it will intensify. But that's something which I learned by playing around with, by taking the same photograph and having it in different brightnesses until I find the one that's right for me.
Do you need like a special printer to print onto this?
No, I use a big. We have in the office an industrial.
Yes,
and it goes through the rollers and everything.
Oh, really?
So that's a laser jet. If you've got an inkjet as well, that works just as well.
Super.
Now we've got the 3 here. Now obviously this is the black and the white. Yeah. I want to do something a little bit more. I don't want those to be just plain like that. So what I'm going to do is take the white, and this time I'm working on the matte side. And I'll reach over here because I've got oodles of different stamps and what have you. Yeah. So I think I'll take, now, you don't need to be precise. This is archival ink. It's a oil-based ink, but you could just as well use a water-based ink. So I'm going to take that. I'm not even using a stamp platform or anything like that because I'm going for a vibe. I'm not going for, you see, so that. Now, let's actually, before we crack on, let's show it shrinking, because this is really important to see if folks at home are not familiar with shrink plastic. So now, what would happen if I was shrinking this with my heat tool, and this is a Sizzix heat tool, it would start to blow around the place.
Yes,
that's why I've got a silicone mat underneath. But more importantly, I'm going to put this on. Now, this comes as part of our shrink plastic kit, which we'll talk about in a second. So I feel that's starting to heat up. Now, the reason we have this tool is to stop it shrinking in on itself. Sometimes with shrink plastic, if you've used it in the past, you might notice that it curls up. And it will definitely blow away. Now, so what's happening is this is stopping that from happening.
Really clever, isn't it?
And then I'll take that away. Yeah. You see how the whole design, everything is shrunk down. So we can turn that over. We can move over there like that. And then when it's ready, turn off the heat. It's still malleable. But this tool, which again is part of the shrink plastic kit, this tool makes sure that it is absolutely flat. So just let that cool naturally. And there is button. number one. Now,
see, this is the difference, isn't it? Because I've had a go at doing shrink plastic myself, but I've never seen things coming out perfect like this. Like you said, you're chasing around after it, then one side turns up, that gets stuck, then you're trying to get it down, and then you've overheated it, and it's really, you know, it didn't end up perfect, it ended up a little bit of a mess. Whereas this, with this sort of kit, suddenly you've got perfection, haven't you? Which is just so clever with those few extras.
It takes a little bit of extra TLC.
Really good.
And this kit really does make a difference.
And it makes it easy as well, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm using acrylic. This is just a cream acrylic.
Okay.
And I'm applying it with my brayer to this rubber stamp. Now, let's take my black stamp, because white ink, quite frankly, is useless.
Okay, right.
It's not the grip, but that, you see now, that is imperfect. But in this case, it is perfect. I'm not going for absolute perfection. No. It's a vibe, it's an effect. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there is my black button. Okay. And we're going to shrink that down as well.
Same.
The reason I didn't start with the black button is because it's black on grey. It's not very televisual, shall we say. But when you see the effect now, you see it's starting to go, it's starting to shrink down. Make sure you keep the heat tool moving about so it shrinks evenly. And then I'll remove that and we'll flip it over. Yep. And not only does it shrink the plastic, but it dries that acrylic as it goes along.
It's a quick process as well, isn't it?
Very, very quick indeed. And you can do this almost so you can cut a load and you can do it almost like a production line. Yeah. So there we are.
I think it's seeing that which is what makes me love the black though so much, because it's such a different finish, isn't it, to what else you're seeing.
But this side, the shine on it is lovely. Now let's take that last one.
Okay.
Let's take the one.
So this is what you printed on.
This is the printed one. So, and because it's printed, it will be slightly see-through as well. Yeah. Which adds to its appeal. So that one's, now you see what's happened there. You see how I said about the colour intensifying? Yeah. Now suddenly it's a very different prospect.
It's really vivid, isn't it? And like you said, around the edge, you can see that really clearly now.
Totally, there you go. So there you go, just let it relax, keep that on a little bit longer, and then place that on there, just leave it for a little while. And when you remove it, it's good to go. Now, these were quite big buttons.
Yes, yeah.
Made for TV buttons, if you will. Now, check out this. These are the buttons. Nice and this is how you could present them as well.
Definitely.
I've put the resin over the top to get that kind of domed, glossy finish as well. But that's your black, that's your white. This is your printable. But of course, I could also stamp on the clear, which comes in the bundle. We could get that effect by stamping. So all your rubber stamps, just get all your rubber stamps stashed out and just have fun. But isn't that great, though? That is really cool. So if you are coming over from Sewing Street, there's one for you folks.
Absolutely. A really nice idea there as well from Julie, saying it'd be nice to make memorial items using photos. I'm thinking of doing something to remember my dad. I think that would be a really perfect way to kind of restore, you know, keep their memory, isn't it?
That's a lovely idea, Julie. And that prompts me, actually. I'm going to reach over here.
Okay.
Because that is... Yeah. It's my grandfather and grandmother, which I've put onto a pair of cufflinks.
Lovely. And to have them, I mean, I know a lot of people kind of do things like that for weddings, for example, and people that might be missing from certain events, you've got that memory of them there, which is so
I wish, do you know what, I wish when I got married that I had access to this shrink plastic, because this is what I would have worn, absolutely, because sadly they weren't there at the wedding. No. But a lovely little memento. It really is.
Perfect to be able to actually have their images there. So you can see this is just kind of almost the start of what you can do with this. It's absolutely phenomenal. Now we do just want to talk about that accessory kit as well, because a lot of you are obviously going for this and you're going to be wanting that accessory kit to be able to get that perfection in the finish, that ease with this as well. Now if you just want to get the accessory kit, you can do. You can see it's set up just there, and that is where you are getting the silicone mat. You are also getting that gauze like kind of product that we can see just here, and then you are also getting that tool that we can see just there as well, which of course will kind of get that flattened effect. So all three of those bits are coming to you. And we're going to get that price straight down for you. If you just want the accessory kit, that is $16.99, because it may be that you already have a heat tool at home and you're thinking, well, actually, I just want this. And if you have ever done shrink plastic in the past, and you know what I'm talking about, where it's blowing away, we were talking about it before, and you're trying to get it back, then you're trying to get it to go into the right shapes, and it isn't working. This suddenly makes it easy, it makes it quick, it means that you get the perfection. If you want to get everything that we're seeing there, but you also want the heat tool to go with it, then we do have that bundle available as well. And also, it's a super heat tool, isn't it, this one particularly? It's
really good. It's a dual speed. Now, there are heat tools out there that give you the high heat, and there are those that give you the soft heat.
Yes.
Now, the ones that just give you the heat without the blast, they're great if you're drying delicate things like watercolours or distressings, where you don't want it to move about. But the high heat is if you're doing shrink plastic, if you're doing enamels, you know, like with rubber stamping. But I tend to switch between the high heat and the low heat when I'm doing enamels, because the lower heat, it stops it. You know how it bubbles up sometimes?
Yes, yeah.
That gives you a more even finish. So I might start it in the high heat and then reduce it. So having
good to have both
that flexibility, that variability is great. So yeah, I love my dual speed, because I don't have to reach for two tools.
No, it's better. You don't have to have as much storage or anything like that. Karen said, I have that kit and it's a game changer. I've struggled so many times with shrink plastic, but not now. And I think that's the thing. I think that's what I felt, Karen, watching Pete doing that. We were talking about it before, but I hadn't actually seen it firsthand, and I was like, I see why that works. You know, I see why you need that. Ruby has said as well, hi guys, as a kid I used to put empty packets of crisps in the oven. Yeah, remember that, to shrink. It was fascinating. This way is a lot quicker though. Oh yeah. Definitely is. It's nice to have those memories though, and then to be able to actually do something and make it more professional as well. Pete, can you tell me which side of the film you print on? And that was where you were saying that you can print onto either side, wasn't you?
Print onto either side. I tend to print on the gloss side. I don't know why. But printing on the matte side, when we're making the rings, if you want like a glass effect, like a print under glass, it's something that I've played about with, I've experimented with. There are no rights or wrongs with it. It just depends on the effect you want. But most of the time, I tend to print on the gloss. If I'm using the resin over the top, which I tend to do on most of my shrink plastic, particularly jewellery, I will go on either the matte or the gloss. It doesn't really matter, because you've got the resin. So, So yeah, thank you for asking the questions. So if you want the heat tool and the accessories bundle, we have got it discounted to £34.99 today. So you are getting an additional £11 taken off this price. But of course, if you just want the bundle with the accessories, then that is £16.99. So it's completely up to you which way you would like to go with this. Now, we do have a bundle that we've got here, which is our thinlets. And this is where you was using this one, wasn't you? That's right,
to create the buttons. So we have got a lovely mix, actually, within these framelets. So you've got 8 dies within this one, but then we've got all of these different shapes, haven't we, that we're coming. So 8 dies in your scallops that you can see there as well. We've also got your rectangles, and then on top of that, the perfect star, which I know that we always love. And with all of these, obviously, you're going to be able to use them with your shrink plastic, but of course, they're great card blanks. They're great to use to mat and layer. You know, there's so many uses, I think, out of these sort of shapes.
Yeah, I just want to look at a few samples, actually, because I think, you know, when you look at rectangles and you think, well, I can cut those with my paper trimmer, but you can't do things like this. So what we've got here, this little fella, so one we've used to cut the aperture in a card, the other one we've used to cut the frame. This one, we've cut the aperture and then use a smaller one on the inside. So, and because they are for matting and layering, they're going to work every time. This one, again, there's an aperture, but I use the same dies to cut a frame to go around this. And this is just a classic sort of base matting and layering. But look at the different sizes. I'm going to bring that in. Different sizes of frames which have been created using those dies to do exactly what they were intended for the frames. Now, those frames could be thicker, depending on which dies you use. I just use one die and then the next size down. And if you go 2 sizes down, you get a thicker frame. So you can add that to your card, to your layout, to your journal, whatever it is. But of course, the circles and the scalloped circles work together. So you can put them together to get a matting and layering effect.
That would look lovely, wouldn't it, with those two different sets kind of working, you know, together with each other.
And they're an absolute essential for, you know, for anybody who's into card making.
Yeah.
These are the first things in your stash. And to be honest with you, I've got those, you know, those little hooks you can get with like sticky back plastic hooks. I've got them on my divider in the office, and I put all my framelits on those, so they're really hanging there all the time. You know, I don't even put them away because I'm always reaching for them. So.
And this is going to be worth getting it today because £85.96, we are going to do a mega deal on this. We will give you a little bit of warning, we'll bring a clock in, and then we will get that price down. And this is actually a price that I questioned before the show because it felt like it was too good to be true. If you read the information, you're probably going to get a bit of an idea into what you are going to get here. So it should be £85.96. Now, it does say 50% off, but it's actually better than that.
Really?
Yeah, it's even better than half price that we are going to do today. So instead of £85.96, you can get all 4 of these for an unbelievable price. 31 dies in total from your circles, your rectangles, your stars, your scallops that we can see there as well. £40.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Come on.
Takes them down to a tenner each on those. Should be over £20 each, and yet you're getting them for £10 each. I mean, it's just brilliant for some of your most used dies as well.
And they're great dies. They're really, really good dies. And there's a lot of steel around the edges of these, so they're really strong as well. So.
Yeah, and I think it's brilliant when you sort of just see on the back as well. Obviously, we saw all of those that you'd cut out, of course, with the rectangles, but, you know, look what you can do with the stars. You know, the fact that you can create beautiful kind of extras on bags, things like that, if you wanted to as well. And then, of course, with all of your circles, you can kind of use them together. The only sad thing about this bundle is there are only 50 chances, which isn't surprising at that sort of price. So it is down to the, 40 chances now, so it's down to the first people who actually managed to get involved with this, managed to come in. There's waits on the phone lines for it as well. But the thing is, when deals are as good as this, it wouldn't be possible to say, do you know what, let's have 1,000 of them, because it's a great way to kind of get you crafting, to get you into knowing like the quality of Sizzix and everything like that, but it is a better than half price deal, which is unbelievable.
That's really good. And these have been in our range for such a long time, unchanged, still as popular as ever.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, if they're not popular, we discontinue. You know, that's how these things work.
Yes.
But they've been in our range for 15 years, maybe?
Have
I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
And that just shows just how great they are. So yes, £39.99 today. They are going very, very quickly. Keep checking out. If there's any left at the end of the show, we will come back to them. What would you like to show next?
Well, we're going to talk about Printable.
Okay, lovely.
And we're going to talk about the jewellery making that we were doing earlier. Now, what I've done, and I printed this pattern off because I thought, well, Halloween's coming up, you know?
Yes.
So I've got this lovely background pattern. Now, again, you could make that pattern bigger. You could make it smaller. It depends on the size of the thing that you want to do. And what I've done is I've cut this into 4.
Okay.
So there's 1, 2, how did I do it now? You see, it was maybe, I don't know, it was, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the world's smallest jigsaw set, but I still couldn't figure it out. So that's it. I've cut it into 3, actually, not 4, haven't I? So what I'm going to do, let's take, and I've got a corner punch. This is, and I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to round these corners off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same thing with the long one as well. And there is method in my madness, folks. You're just going to have to take me on trust here. Now, remember how we inked around the edge as well? You could do that. You could take a black or a grey ink. You can ink around the edge if you want to get that effect. This one, I'm going to get my framelits again. You see, again, I must apologise at home if I keep dipping down here. I've got so much stuff. Now, let's take this fella. And so we're going to cut 2 of these.
Okay.
I'll bring in my wonderful big shot machine.
Yeah. And that's always available if you want to get that as well. It's one of our kind of standard items that we stock.
It is. It sure is. It's the classic.
Yeah.
It's the classic. It's actually been around, I think it was launched 2005, 2006, something like that, and it hasn't changed in all that time. And so if you are looking at die-cutting machine, this was the one that really started the die-cutting revolution. It wasn't the first die-cutting machine, but it was our first roller machine. Okay. So there we are. And it's still about unchanged, because if it ain't broke...
Why change it, exactly, if it's working perfectly?
Yeah. So let's bring this, and I'm using this white to show folks what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
These two, I'm going to pop a hole in that one, hole in that one, and a hole in this one. And if you think that you can shrink this and pop a hole in it afterwards,
It'd be hard, wouldn't it?
You can't. Unfortunately, because it gets very, it gets really thick and rigid afterwards. So unfortunately, you have to do all that.
Make sure you remember
before shrinking. Yeah. So let's take one of the circles to start off with. Now again, as I said, you can ink on this. You can do whatever can do whatever you want to get whatever effect that you like. So we have to wait. When you start up this, that's it. It takes a little while for it to get up to heat.
Yeah.
And then boom, but that's it. There's your first one. Turn that over. So you can see I can still touch it.
Yes,
it's not. It's
like burning you.
It's warm, but it's not burning me at all. So there we are. We just let that relax. And there we have it. Now that is 1/2 of a set of earrings.
Perfect.
So there we are. I'm just going to put that to one side for a second.
And of course we have our sister company, HobbyMaker, which you can find online, where we've got all of the extras. So if you need the findings or you need anything like that, you can just get them off our sister website, and they're really reasonable on there as well.
I made a note to ask about that, actually.
Yes, yeah, we've got everything on there.
Oh, I thought we might have.
And they've got offers on today. I think they've been doing some deals, so it'd be a good day to actually have a look on there.
Yeah, because your blank chains, your fannies, your earrings, your ring blanks and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But I think we talk. This is very much hobbycraft, and HobbyMaker. There's some wonderful stuff on there, but this is no less professional. Just because you might think that it's something you used to do as kids.
No.
Pop in the oven when you were younger,
not at all.
Get it free, in your cereal as I used to.
It's like you have those fun memories of it, and then with this, you can actually make it good. It suddenly goes, actually, we can make it look phenomenal. Look at that.
That's your earrings. That's your pendant. So
they look. When I lived in London, right, you would have like your little boutique stores. Okay, that was kind of where I lived. These would be sitting at about £35 each.
Yeah, pop down to Camden this afternoon. You'll see. Yeah, exactly.
Boutique stores, that is definitely right. And actually, you're spending £10 for 10 sheets today.
Yes.
And that is the kind of finish that you can get. And it's so easy to actually just be able to pop those little extras in, those little findings, and then they're done and they're ready to go.
Now, this mystery strip.
Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
This mystery strip. Well, I think actually it might be a bit long.
Is it a bracelet? Is it going to be a choker?
Well, bit big for. I'm cutting it down to size. I've got a feeling it might be a bit on the big side.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
I love making decisions like this live on TV.
You're watching, thinking, what are you going to do, Pete? What are you doing?
I've done this before I left the office. But there you go. So it looks like a sticking plaster, but it's not. And I'm going to bring in my brayer.
Right. Okay.
My brayer from earlier.
Yeah.
I will clean that up properly afterwards, folks. But for what we're about to use, it doesn't really matter. So, good tip. With shrink plastic, keep the heat tool moving. You don't want to shrink it in one place and not the rest of it. It has to kind of shrink all at the same time, because otherwise it can create slight distortions.
Yeah.
This is looking good. Okay, now we've got this lovely little caterpillar here. Flip that over.
Okay.
Now, my brayer.
Yeah.
Do you know why I chose that brayer?
No, go on.
Because it's exactly the same thickness as my ring finger.
So you're making a ring.
So this is still warm.
Okay.
There we are. So that's on there. It's going to cool. It's going to set on the brayer. And
it will fit.
Boom.
So if you just find something that is the thickness of your finger, rough it round, and you've got the rings created.
Whatever you got. If it's a wooden spoon, you've got extremely thin fingers. But we've all got things. It could be a screwdriver. It could be anything. Find something that fits your finger, or different size, or one of those ring gauges.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you are making to sell, it's worth investing in something like that.
Isn't it? And they're not expensive. I think we've had a few questions in as well about the resin, how you've kind of finished it off to make it glossy. Just asking what type of resin that you'd actually choose to use.
There are all kinds. You can glossy accents. I'm sure people are familiar with glossy accents. That is fine. Little tip, folks: get your glossy accents. Put in a cup with lukewarm water, and it makes it flow a bit more freely, so it's easy to apply. You can also get epoxies, which is resin. You get 2 bottles. You mix them together.
Yeah.
And then you can apply them and they harden. I tend to apply with a cocktail stick.
Yes, yeah.
Also, there are resins which set with UV, like the gloss that you put on nails.
You can have little torches, can't you?
Yeah, so when I go and have my nails done, that's what I have. But, yeah, so that kind of thing. You can. So there are all sorts of things. Yeah. Just look for a clear resin. You've probably got some on the website.
Yes, I think we would have. Yeah, we should have. So have a little look. Yeah. Just a reminder, of course, I can't believe where the time's gone. We've got about 12 minutes left already. Yeah. So we have got this on your screen at the moment. You're going to get 10 sheets of this for £9.99. It is your printable. So this means anything that you can print off, you can print onto this. So you can then create those amazing kind of designs like we've seen. It could be your key rings, it could be your earrings, your jewellery. It could be you want pictures of your children and you want to put that into these bits as well, memory charms. So there is so much that you will be able to do, and it's just phenomenal that you can print directly onto this. Dream catchers, wind chimes, anything like that as well. We also have, of course, your black, white and your clear that you've seen being used a little bit earlier. They are all available individually, so if you want them individually, they're £12.99 each. That is for the black, the white and then the clear, of course. Or the bundle is the very, very best way to get involved with this, where you can get 30 sheets for £24.99. So you are getting about about £14 saving on that one, which is superb. And next, we're going to be looking at these, which I just love. The colour of these, the fact that you're getting the rose, the silver, the gold, you're getting the glitter coming through this as well. So you've got that shiny metallic shrink plastic. All three of them today, 24 sheets in total. So you're looking at £1 a sheet again, £23.99. What are we going to create next? Oh, you're using the star.
Well, yeah, I've die cut this before, as you were talking there, because I realised that time is not on our side necessarily.
There's so much to do, yes.
But this is the gold. This is the gold shrink plastic.
That's amazing.
And I'm going to pop a hole in it so we can use it as a charm or as an earring or something like that, whatever you fancy. So that's it. That's ready to go.
It'd be nice to make friendship things, wouldn't they, as well? You know, if you're making little sort of friendship charms or friendship bits for your bag or anything like that.
And don't forget, this as well, you can stamp on this as well. So if you want to personalise it, you know, and you can, you know, if the kids give them Sharpie, give them a shrink plastic, say doodle on that. Yeah,
and then you've got that, haven't you? How personal is that?
So let's shrink that down, because I want you to see the difference between what we started with and what we finished with. Again, I'm moving this around. I'm keeping it all over like that, watching it shrink down gradually. Flip that over. There we are. And then watch it just relax.
And that has magnified that colour, it's magnified the sparkle, hasn't it, so much from what you saw initially in those sheets.
Where's my stomper? There it is. There is a real name for this stomper tool. It's not stomper tool.
Quite like the name stomper.
I call it the stomper tool. That's fine. I invented it, so I'll call it.
Did you invent it?
Well, no, we were talking about shrink plastic, and we were talking about the things, the challenges. One of them is it curling up. Exactly. Another one is it never setting completely flat. That's where this comes in. My friend Kev, the engineer in California, he came up with this, the tennis racket. These are all working titles. It's not called a tennis racket. I will find out the names for the next show.
That's absolutely fine.
let me just show you while we're there. How about that? So little charms. Imagine those on your Christmas table. Now,
and that's where you really see the colour as well.
Something we're going to show.
These are amazing.
In the 5 o'clock. How about those for earrings? Or brooches? Or whatever you want them to be.
They're exquisite, aren't they?
So you can manipulate shrink plastic while it's still warm in the same way as we did that lovely ring. I'm reaching over here. Wine glass charms. So, you know, you put your wine glass down.
And that's a Christmas present, isn't it, on Christmas Day?
Oh, yeah.
You're given like a table favour.
Exactly. So, round your wine glass, or a favour, absolutely. So, basic, simple shapes, pop a hole in them, shrink them down. Bob's your uncle. There are a couple more. I've got some bigger pieces. This one shows perfectly the silver, the gold, and the rose gold in all their glory. Now, that star was actually cut by hand, that one. So you can take a pair of scissors. Look at these. Now, this is die set poinsettias.
Yes, and that...
How about that? Isn't that incredible? Really cool.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal, aren't they?
So
you'd be able to create these from these kind of dies?
You can take any kind of dies, but the big dies particularly are great for die cutting, shrink plastic, but the thinless as well work just as well. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, you're just looking at them and seeing how incredible, of course, it looks, of course, when you're getting it in that silver, that gold, that rose gold. If you wanted to do something like this, which you will be able to see more of course, in the 5 o'clock, we do have a deal on some big styles. We've got some other amazing samples there as well with your paper crafting. But we just want to squeeze these in because you can get all 3 of these today. Again, it's for a phenomenal, phenomenal price. So you have got your rose, you've got the poinsettia, and you've got the heartfelt. So it's the poinsettia one that you use for those.
I use the poinsettia for the little earrings. So if I'll put this in front of it actually. So
how that?
No, that's the one. There you go. So that's the size that it comes down to.
Aren't they just phenomenal? And then, if we show you a few other bits where they've been used, these dies, look at that, on the top of a little box that we can see. So absolutely, you know, they make the most perfect roses, don't they, that you've got just there as well, just lovely. Yeah.
So there's fabric there as well. One of the great things about the big dies is that you can cut textiles.
Definitely.
And to make that, and so there's no fraying on the edge, what I do is I take a piece of fabric, I fold it back to back, and I use a heat bondable web in the centre. So when I die cut it, there's no fraying.
That's where you get that perfection on the edges. And this is down today from £53.97 to £40 as well. So you're getting another absolute exceptional saving. I mean, there's so many gorgeous samples, of course, that you've got here where you can really see what you can create with these.
Yeah, and again, our Fremlets coming in there. There's a scalloped and the circle one there. We use that. Again, the wreath is a combination of the poinsettia and the rose together.
Yeah, which is just beautiful. And then we've got to show what we were talking about upstairs, because this is just a masterpiece, I have to say, where you've actually created that perfect amount of wall art that we can see.
I started that, and I kind of regret it.
And then get to keep going.
It does represent about 4 hours work there. But,
I'm not surprised. They are phenomenal. They are big dies, so you will need, of course, one of the scissors machine, the big shot machine, for example. And there's the heart one as well that you could create, of course, with your shrink plastics if you wanted to use it with that.
And that of course, is on mat board. So you can cut mat board, mount board with these big dies. So if you do mixed media stuff, it's absolutely perfect for that. And of course, we've used that lovely resin over the top to get that gorgeous opulence.
Which is why suddenly you do think it's from the shrink plastic and it's actually from the mount board, but it has the same kind of finish because of that resin, doesn't it? It's just phenomenal. I'm not sure if there's any of the other dies left. Obviously, we could see there that the 2 die sets have been used together. We are limited, I believe, on these. We have done an absolutely epic saving where you are getting the circles. You are also getting your rectangles. On top of that, you've got your stars, and you have got those lovely scallops, and they are a better than half price deal today. So down to £39.99. for you to be able to get all 4 of those, which is absolutely brilliant. Don't forget, though, to check out on all of your shrink plastic. We are finding that the printable is the most popular, which is what we, of course, would have expected. Luckily, we have asked for more of this, so there is a lot more available on today's show than would have been on a normal show. £9.99, that is for 10 sheets of this as well. And you can do anything you want. You can print on either side on this, any of your printers, and it could be your photographs, but it could be that, like we saw with those gorgeous Vogue images earlier, anything that you can download for free, you can actually pop onto this as well and print it out and then sell, or other bits to keep for yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot more. I mean, I know at the top of the show, we showed some of the possibilities. There's a lot more to come, so, you know,
absolutely.
There really is.
Almost feels like it's endless. Don't forget that fabulous kit as well that we've got there, the accessories bundle, £16.99 today if you want to get that on its own. And like you say, I think this is what I love about Sizzix. We see that engineering, we see those ideas that come from this to be able to get that. Or alternatively, if you want it with a heat gun, it's available in that bundle as well. So there's lots and lots to get in this show. You're back at 5, which I'm really glad about because the time seems like it's absolutely flown by. And there's so much to show in this, isn't there?
It's unbelievable. And we've just scratched the surface. Honestly, I mean, we've got some more lovely samples. We've got other ways of using printable shrink plastic. They're fun, these shows.
Fabulous, they are. Keep on sending your questions in as well, because we can pass them on, and then at 5 o'clock we can bring them to you.
Indeed.
So ask away, and do make sure that, of course, anything in your basket you do check out on if you want to guarantee your spot in that auction. I'll be back in a moment. We've got Natalie here. We are continuing the 16th birthday celebrations with Hunky Dory, so don't go anywhere.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
Elevate your winter crafting to new heights this year with the help of two brand new collections brought to you from Sizzix. Merry and Bright and Winter Wishes, both by Jen Long. Embrace the magic of the winter season as both collections feature brand new embossing folders, die sets and layered stencils. Immerse yourself in the festive spirit as you add depth and dimension to your projects with these captivating collections. Whether you're embellishing cards or holiday decor, these embossing folders will add that special touch of magic to your projects. We know you're going to love both of these new collections and transform your Christmas crafting. Tune in to Sizzix this Saturday on HobbyMaker.
Here at HobbyMaker, we only charge 1 P&P throughout the day. You can add as many items to your basket and checkout and still only be charged once. Once you've checked out the first time and want to order again, you simply add the item to the basket and click on the Combine Order button. Shopping made easy at HobbyMaker.
HobbyMaker are on the search for the crafting stars of the future with our Junior Crafter of the Year competition. Winners will appear live on screen in the HobbyMaker studio, and also you'll get a goodie bag with about £100 worth of arts and crafts stuff in it too. How good is that? To be in with a chance of winning, simply send us a photo of what you've made, and we're giving you full creative control, but you do need to use one item that you bought here at HobbyMaker. There are 3 age categories to enter: up to 9 years, 10 to 13 years, 14 to 16 years. Email your entries to marketing@hobbymaker.co.uk by the 7th of October 2024, making sure to include as many photos as you like of your design, a short description of your design, for example, what it is, how you made it and where you got your inspiration, your name, age, name and contact details of your parent or guardian. Winners and runners-up will be notified by the 21st of October 2024. One winner from each category will have the opportunity to appear live on screen in the HobbyMaker studio and receive £100 worth of art and craft essentials. One runner-up from each category will win £50 worth of art and craft essentials too. So what are you waiting for? Good luck, one and all.
Our UK-based call centre is always on hand to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Ah, well, Pete just wished you yourself a happy 16th.
I know, I wish. I'm like double the age now. I still feel like I'm 16,
Yeah,
like
I
all
was
the time.
thinking back to like what I actually did on my 16th birthday. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm struggling to remember.
I was looking at some photographs the other day, actually, for my 16th birthday.
Yeah.
I had a party with family, actually, but I do remember
That's nice.
that I had a cake that was like shaped like 16, but it was just all sweets.
Oh, that is amazing.
It was
I'd love
really,
that.
really cool.
Oh, that's really cool. Kat had a bouncy castle and jelly and ice cream.
Nice.
I think I went ice skating with like my group of friends, and we got to go to like Nottingham on our own. You know, when you think,
Love
oh yeah,
ice-
off we go.
Love ice skating.
And then I think we had a limo. I feel like it was like that
No,
age
you
where-
had a limo to go ice skating.
Well, it was only a tenner each for a limo, as long as you crammed it with 8. So we used to get limos everywhere all the time.
No
like,
way.
Yeah, because it was £10 each. You got a free glass of champagne, or cheap prosecco, but a tenner each. So we used to be like, well, if we all put a tenner in, it was basically the price of your taxi, and we just turn up in a limo.
Very,
so
very cool, actually.
we just had to get 8 friends. So yes, but now could you
8
imagine?
friends, that's the thing.
Not got 8 friends anymore, and I've not got a tenner. So can't do that anymore. Now you are here, which I'm super excited that you're here, because yesterday we had an amazing start.
It was
of course,
so
to this.
busy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Anne-Marie messaged me this morning.
was.
You guys were ordering in your droves. I can't believe about it.
The
We had
launches
sellouts.
were so good.
I know, it's crazy.
Now, we will give you a quick reminder that we did commission, obviously, so many of these badges. It is while stocks last. A big amount of these have now been allocated. We believe there is still some, hopefully, left. But it is, of course, while stocks last. The great thing about this badge is it's 1 per order, so 1 per customer per day. And it does mean that on the back of it, it has 20% off, which I love, because we've got some amazing launches coming up that people are going to be wanting 20% off.
Definitely.
And it's till the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah, runs all the way until the end of December, so you can use it any
Do not be
point
throwing
until
that
then.
away.
And I love it. Dave stole, I'm going to say mine. I had it on and I got told I had to share it with him.
Office.
And he took it. Well, he hasn't stolen, he's borrowed. He will bring it back in home for me today. No, he can keep it.
But they're so good, aren't they?
They're amazing.
They're so cute. We some of the design team were posting in the group yesterday morning, like, have you seen the HobbyMaker badge? We were like, it's HobbyMaker exclusive. You can only get it there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that is going to be coming. Now, we also, don't forget, for everybody that buys, each time you buy, you'll be put into the competition, and 16 of you will be getting a goodie bag sent out to you as well. I'm really excited about this. Now, this is one of the most fun collections I've ever seen.
I know, it's absolutely incredible. Now, we have loved kind of like developing the concept of this collection at Hunky Dory. And it was something that, it's got me as a person written all over. Like, if I ever go, I make cards all the time. Sometimes I don't want to make them for people. I will buy cards from shops. I hate doing it. I hate the price of them. It's ridiculous. However, I buy them because I want these sentiments. I want those sarcastic, funny sentiments that are going to make someone laugh when they open their cards, and these really, really do. So we have for you here, you are going to get a range of different sentiments in a range of different styles, but they are absolutely hilarious. They are really, really
That's you,
funny.
handmade with love and cheaper than a real card.
Yeah, that is me all over. You've got a little something for your birthday, you're holding it. They're really, really good, aren't they? And you've got like sort of like the large main toppers, but then you've also got the smaller sentiments, which are going to work alongside them as well. There's things for her, there's things for him in here.
And all different occasions
they're
that you've
really,
got as well.
really big. We were, that was something that when we were into sort of like designing these, I wanted them to be so big.
They're fabulous. And they're beautiful with the foiling as well.
Sent with love, because...
yeah, I'd feel bad if I didn't. You are always in my thoughts. Get out of my head, you weirdo.
After all this time, it looks like you're stuck with me for life.
They're so good. You're getting 8 different sheets as well of these, and you're going to get 4 of each of them. So think about the amount of cards that you are actually going to be able to make on this.
You could cut into them if you wanted to. You're going to be able to use them with cardstock that we've got on the cards as well.
Definitely.
Of all of the people born on this day, you're the one that I know. To a really fine vintage. I love that one as well.
This one as well. I'm like, things that get better with age.
Yep.
You? Cheese wine. Absolutely. You know, it's just so good. Whoop-dee-flippin'-doo as well that you've got there, you know, to someone I know, and I love as well that you've even got the words kind of going across the border strips now as well.
Yeah,
it's so different to any collection
everyone
I've seen.
in there.
Congrats, you're now at an age where the bin goes out more than you. That's, oh my gosh, that's me.
That is me, definitely. What better way could there possibly be to celebrate you than with a piece of folded card? Enjoy.
They're just, but also I love
this
the
one as
colours.
well. This one's really, really cool.
Oh, what does it say? With crinkles, wrinkles, and lots of birthday sprinkles. Thanks for bringing the first two, the crinkles and the wing.
And this one as well, it says, I'm so lucky to have you, but then it's crossed out and it says, you're so lucky to have me in your
yes,
life.
exactly. I mean, that is true, isn't it? So there is just so much. But the thing is as well, they've got the most amazing kind of colours, I think, with them. The most amazing
super vibrant. They're going to stand out. I'm sorry that you're now at an age where a sneeze can ruin your day.
That's my dad. Your birthday is becoming a serious fire hazard because Bowie literally wants to put every candle on for the age.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't have like 72.
I know.
And these ones as well. Another year, another chin hair. Many people will get that. You know, just fantastic.
The absolute cheek of the postman to deliver this to you late. That's me. I'm never on time. Never on time.
Oh, it's just... That is brilliant. Happy birthday with all my bum. I'd say with all my heart, but my bum is bigger.
Great, aren't they?
Oh, these are just so funny. Honestly, I just feel like all I want to do is sit here the whole hour.
Read them.
Read them. But look how happy we are. And honestly, on our ear, they're just giggling away as well.
I genuinely think that cards like this bring so much happiness to everyone.
Definitely.
You're going to open these cards up and you're just going to giggle and laugh and smile.
Yeah.
So these have all been designed by Alan in-house.
Okay.
You know, it was something that was thought about for a really long time, actually, what the style of, you know, sentiments wanted to be, the size of them. They're absolutely incredible.
Wow. We are going to get the price in a moment. We'll give you a minute's countdown, of course, to be able to do this. Remember, you're getting 4 of each of these sheets as well. There are 8 sheets altogether. I mean, you could make so many cards because of the size of these, because that's all you'd need to stick on in essence if you wanted to.
Absolutely. You only need sort of like, we've got cardstock coming up that we've designed that coordinates really nicely. You've got all of the fantastic toppers. And I think as well, if you have these on your stalls, they're going to be so different, aren't they?
Definitely.
They're going to appeal to a completely different audience because you've got your flowers, you've got your butterflies, you've got your sweet, your cute cards, but these are going to be funny. This one here, though, brace yourself from some upsetting news. The 90s were not 10 years ago. I mean, it feels like they were about 5 years ago. But no, they are not.
Oh my gosh, no, this is the thing. So this is amazing. I mean, I'm literally just looking through these, right? So I'm just having a look, right? And I'm thinking, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to count these up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
There's about 4 on each
13,
one.
14, 15. There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
At least.
And then you've got extra sentiments. You've got border strips on some of them as well.
So you're looking at 32 times 4.
Yeah.
So that's 128 cards as a minimum that you could make from these. And that is without including any of the border strips, any of the sentiments, like the smaller sentiments that are coming with it. I mean, that is a crazy amount.
It's crazy.
Now, our phone lines are full, OK? We haven't even given an idea on the price because I would be the same. I'd be like...
Pricing. 10 minutes in, people just want them, no matter what they are.
But you know the deals, of course, that Hunky Dory do. You always know it's going to be amazing. But it's the fact that I just think as soon as you see these... You probably haven't ever seen a collection like this. I mean, we've been here at HobbyMaker for 2.5 years. Over that now. I have never, from any brand, saw something like this.
And I think, you know, it's very brave of a brand to do because it is sort of like a theme that some people might find offensive, some people might find really funny. So it is what we've done is we've tried to be really, we've tried to break the mould,
Yeah.
but on like a really good level.
That's the thing,
and I
because
think
you've
that's
still
what we've
made
got
them
here.
beautiful. I think that's the thing. So it's like, you know, sometimes, right, you get, like, for your birthday, you get a humorous card.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's often a bit ugly, right?
Yeah.
What you've managed to do here is make it funny
it really
and beautiful.
fun.
And I'm like,
really fun.
to
The
kind of do
colours,
both of that is brilliant.
The designs, it's awesome,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it really, really is. Well done to everybody already getting in. You've guaranteed your place in this auction. We do have more that actually goes with this as well, and we've got loads of brand new products on the show, loads of deals as well. I can't believe you're doing this at $19.98.
I know.
That's for 128 cards as a minimum. That is without including these sort of smaller, you know, sentiments, these border strips. That's just me counting those
just
large
the large
toppers.
sentiments.
So that's going to be pennies per card.
I know. It's going to be crazy, isn't it? And you don't need to make
Love
big
it.
cards with these. You don't.
Let me show some
Just literally
samples.
make small cards with these. You can
Yeah.
mix and match these with items that we've got coming on the show
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah.
They're all foiled. They're all die cut. These are so fun.
Exactly, look. Really lovely. And we are kind of giving you a bit of a kind of preview with the card stock of what is going to be coming up as well. So, you know, 20% of the stock's gone already. Loads of you were in before we'd even kind of come across to the price. There, always keep a bottle of wine at the ready, just in case of emergencies. You know, like a Wednesday. Yeah, it's pretty much
Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Doesn't really matter. Make sure you've
My
got wine.
life daily tends to be an emergency of some way or form.
You can make, if it's not an emergency, you make it an emergency.
Exactly.
This
is a great one.
You must be really special.
You got so much shiny foil in there. But you're expensive. You got foil in. That's
I know.
That's the one we liked as well, the 90s
love this one.
Which again, it just works
But
so well with
there's
this
so many really good sentiments
There
on
is.
here that you could work for loads of different people that I know. Whether it's like my granddad or my dad or my grandma, whether it's my best friend or my best friend's mum or auntie, like there's this, every single sentiment, I think of someone when I look at it.
I agree. And I think as well, what I love is this could be an anniversary card. Then you've got your birthday cards.
That could even be a wedding card.
That could be a wedding card.
Do you know those cards? People write cards, don't they, now, like, before they meet on the day down the aisle? That would be a sentiment.
You know what? You'd be like, I'm marrying the right person because we're going to have a laugh. That's like the most important thing in life, I think, really. It's a wonderful collection. There are so many there. Well done. If it's in your basket, make sure you're checking it out. If you're on the phone lines, the call centre are doing a splendid job of keeping up. So well done to them as well, because we are very, very busy. Over a third of the stock has now been allocated, which we've got a huge stock. Do you know what? I'm going to leave you with it just for a minute, because I want the call centre to have a moment to catch up, and we've got lots to show you. We gave you a sneak peek of this, it perfectly matches what we've just seen.
Perfectly matches. We have got designs in here that are going to work with lots of different artworks that we have throughout the collection. You've got this really cute like polka dot, which is like filled circles and then the outline circles. Love this one.
Love
kind of like
that
Boca, but you've got like the really nice design. We've chosen a really nice mix of like contemporary designs here. You know, we had to put the leopard print in there.
Yesterday, there was 9 of us in leopard print.
That does not surprise me.
We look ridiculous. Me and Anne-Marie rocked up in the same dress, pretty much.
Did you actually?
Oh, yeah, we did. We didn't know. So we both were standing next to each other, dressed the same. We had Penny from HR. She was also in the same dress. We had, I think it was Annie, she got trousers on. Somebody else had some shoes on. We had another one with a top on.
It's just so the best popular pattern ever, isn't it? I love the fact that we popped it in here.
This is lovely as well, the
sprinkles
really
nice.
Got there.
It could be like sprinkles on a cake. It could be...
and that.
Confetti, really nice.
I mean, that's just making me happy
different,
there
isn't
as
it?
well. So different.
It is really a collection that is going to make you smile.
Definitely.
It's going to make you smile when you're making your cards. It's going to make the people that you give your cards to smile. It's so happy.
Oh, Julie, I can't wait for you as well. She said, can't wait to start using these. I've just ordered them. I am excited for you as well. Please send in your pictures as well, because we love to see them.
I love
That's a great one as well, isn't it?
Really, really like that. And I love it that we've got it on the cream as well, because you could colour all those little bits in with your alcohol markers and make it really fun.
Fantastic. So you're getting 16 sheets. You're getting 8 different designs of that and 2 different colours. So all 16 sheets are different to that as well, which is what I absolutely love. And $9.99. I mean, again, this is edge-to-edge foiling on.
And when you think about how sort of like reasonably priced this is, and these are all of our current adorable scorable colours. So you're going to be able to mix it with your adorable scorable core colourways as well. but get more of these in. I mean, the amount of cards you can be making with those toppers, this is something we need to be multi-buying.
A third of the stock's gone already. Do you know what I think's amazing about this as well? Is it perfectly matches what we've got there, right?
It matches the designs, it matches the colours, but you are going to use it with so many things that we're still to show you as well.
We have got loads more, okay, that's new as well. It's on the website. But shall we do a demo first?
Let's do one.
So have a little look forward. That is what I'd say. Have a look on the website. Get checking out whilst you can. If you just click on coming up on today's show, you can do that, because we have got the likes of some imperfect verses that are hilarious as well. We've got a sentiment strip pad, Humorous. It's brilliant. We've also got the Moonstone embossing folders. They're back in stock. They had sold out with me the other day. We've got them back, but we're actually bringing them to you at the lowest price we've done. So loads of deals.
So many deals. It's crazy. So I've got the design that I want to use, and it is this one that says, age is just a number, just a really, really high old number with creaky bones. Like, this has been me most days this week. So we're going to use this, and I'm going to take my inspiration for my card from the outside of the edge with all those numbers on.
Yes, okay.
So I've already started this because it did take a little bit of a while, but I've used one of our stamp sets here, which has all of your alphabet and numbers on, and we're just going to repeat that across here. So if I get my really big block out, and what I can do is I like to just line this up on here. So we've got the 2, so I need to start off at the 3 because we're going to like follow this around. So just line these up. It does not need to be straight at all.
No.
I've just placed them, and once you've got the placement right, what you can do is that you can just like use it the whole way around. You might need a couple of different ones. 8, let's go with the 9. And then this should squeeze on here. You could also use your stamping press if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take my VersaFine, so it's really, really nice and juicy. I'm just going to have to clean my finger, one moment.
Okay.
Because I've got...
What's that?
I've got ink on it, and I'm going to ruin my card. So let's pop this on here. And then I've kind of replicated the really fun number with stamps, and you will all have number stamps that you're going to be able to do this with. If you don't, this alphabet will be on the website, so you can go ahead and grab that. So then let's put the card together, because this is really the most basic sort of thing that the most work you're going to do for this card. So I'm going to do an 8x6.
Yeah.
I've cut a Miri mat down, so that's going to give me a nice sort of edge on there. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to work out here sort of the size that I would need to go. So if I do 4 in width, so just doing it by eye really.
Yeah.
So I'll do 4 on my width. Let's hope that fits. So I've still got quite a lot of that white coming through, and then pop this out from here. I am going to do this to about 6, I think. And then I'm going to bring in that matching purple leopard print. So let's just trim that down.
Nice.
And I'm going to go 3 notches under that 4x6.
Yeah.
So then that is going to fit on here.
Okay.
Like so. So I've got a little bit of that colour coming through.
Yep.
So let me grab my tape runner, because we're going to stick these onto one another, and then I'm going to bring in some dimension with some foam pads. So that can go on there. This one here is going to go on my big piece of 8x6. So let's pop that on there. I'm going to grab my really big strip foam pads and pop these onto here. But I love how simple your cards could be. I love how creative your cards could be.
Oh, yeah.
You could literally just be making loads of 4x6s with these.
Yes.
You could be making large cards with these, because we've got other elements coming up on the show that you're going to be able to work with them. So then this is going to go nice and central. And then I'm also going to use the other sentiment that we've got here, which says, I love this bit. It says, wow, not going to lie, you've aged.
I didn't even spot that one. That's brilliant.
Good. It's so good. There's also some really good sentiments. in the books we're about to show you as well.
Oh my gosh.
About, and I love it. It reminds me of my brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law-to-be, Kyle, always calls my mum prehistoric. She's like, oh, you won't know that. You're prehistoric, Amanda. So I absolutely love it.
And she really wants him to marry into the family.
Well, there's still time. We've got less than a year. But yeah, it's really funny. So let's pop this on here.
Oh, they're just...
I think there's just certain people that you can send it to. Like,
Definitely.
we have a very, very funny, quite sarcastic family.
I love that.
It's just the way that we are.
Yeah,
so being able to have like cards now that match it perfectly is great. So I'm going to be, honestly, this collection is just for me to be able to send cards. And hopefully other people are going to love it as well.
Well, they are.
So we're going to pop this onto our card blank. We've got all of those numbers.
Awesome.
So we're replicating the design that we've got around the outside edge. And then I'm going to finish it off with something we haven't yet shown you.
We haven't.
It is one of our imperfect, perfect verses.
Which one have you chosen?
So I'm going to go with... I'm not going to make any age-related jokes because I genuinely feel bad about how old you are. So I'm going to go with that one. Because obviously, but we've got getting older is inevitable, but growing up is an option. So, you know, you've got some nicer ones in there. I'm not saying that you're old, but if you were milk, I'd sniff you first. It's so good.
Oh my God,
honestly,
brilliant.
It's so good. So let's just trim this one down. I'm going to go with this top one, though. And I'm going to use this as, like, the inside of my card. You could, if you wanted to, matte and layer this. I'm just going to leave it white, I think.
Yeah.
We could do some fancy things, but let's just trim it so it's nice and equal around here. But, yeah, this could be something that if you don't want to choose what's going on the cards, you could literally, like... do like a little pick and mix station where you've got like loads of bits of cardstock cut down to sizes like maybe 6x4s. You've got all your sentiments so people could pick them out and they could kind of like build their own card and then you could like make it and then they could come back and sort of like get it in sort of maybe half an hour or something. Because, you know, everyone's humour is different. But these are really going to work.
With how we're finding
Ours is very, very similar. But yeah, now you've got your very cute card there.
That is
really,
just
really
amazing.
bright.
And it just shows as well how that cardstock has been made to go with as well, where that just perfectly matches.
Made to go with so many other ones that we've got in this collection too. So you've got the really fun number there, and then you've also got that imperfect verse, which I've cut down and popped in the middle as well.
So just a reminder, of course, that we have got so much within this. So you are getting, of course, 8 different sheets completely that are jam-packed with your large toppers, your smaller topper sentiments as well. You've also got your border strips with these, and you are going to get 4 of each of these. It is an absolute unbelievable opportunity to be able to take advantage of this, and it's £19.99, where you could make hundreds of cards with this. Make sure you're checking out. Loads and loads of you have come in. Luckily, we have a big stock available with this, but if you want it, you've still got to go for it. We need to introduce this because you just gave us a sneak peek of this. So this is our Imperfect Verses. Lots of people have already jumped in and started getting this. Now, this has 190... This one's really funny.
It's really good, isn't it?
Because you look at it and you think, oh, what's wrong with it?
And my goodness, the foiling's gone funny, but then when you read it, it works really good.
They say your eyes get worse as you get older.
You just thought they were all
fuzzy.
No, they are not dodgy prints.
It's there to make
They are
smile.
those little cheeky verses that you might want to pop in your card, but there's some great ones in there. You're going to get 192 in total.
Amazing.
There's 4 on one of your A5 sheets. We've got the designs in both gold and in silver as well.
Which is lovely, isn't it?
You're going to get that.
Definitely. It's absolutely brilliant that it's in both of them, so you can kind of really, you know, make sure that it's perfect in each, and 4 of each of them, so you see it in the silver there. Yeah, that one. There's a point in life where punishments, this is a good one, become life goals. Going to bed early, not leaving the house, not going to a party, things now where you're like, yeah, sure, I don't want to do that, but it used to be.
I don't want to do that at all.
This is definitely you, Kat.
Yeah.
This is yours. 1 minute you're young and cool, the next minute your idea of excitement is a trip to the garden centre. You love the garden centre.
I'm not joking. A garden centre is where it's at nowadays. I would rather go to a garden centre than go to, like, a pub sometimes. I actually would.
Here you go. Fun fact: 4 out of 5 people get money in their birthday cards. Happy birthday, number 5.
I also love this one as well. A quick guide to being an adult.
Oh,
that one's really, really cool.
Feel tired all the time. Yeah. Tell people how tired you are all the time. Listen to other people telling you how tired you are all the time.
Basically me.
Yeah, and me.
Absolutely. A great mix of typography,
Definitely,
as you can see, throughout the whole of the imperfect verse, but it's really, really fun.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? So many that we can see here. Time to light the candles. Let me just warm the fire brigade.
Yeah.
It's not fair being too old for TikTok, but too young to retire. Yeah, we get that. So, you know, there's just so this is funny. You're so lucky to have someone as wonderful as me in your life, and then cross out and change.
That one. Great.
Yeah,
I like this one as well.
Go on.
I see. How dare you, Kat? It says, I see other people doing things like running marathons, bungee jumping, climbing mountains, and then there's you, just about managing to still get your leg through your pants without falling over.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, we can take that one, definitely. Yeah, you can picture, can't you, your friends that are right for each
100%,
one.
100%.
These were the ones that you just used, of course, as well.
Love that one.
So we got those, and love that. So there's just so many. I mean, there's this one. I had to make you a handmade card because I spent all my money boiling the kettle last week.
They're just very off the time, aren't they?
They are,
very,
100%.
Very
Yeah, it is. And lovely to get them, of course, in the gold and to get them in the silver as well. Growing old is a gift. Wetting yourself when you blow the candles out.
Not so
much. Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Have you seen how much it costs to send a card these days? You're welcome. Oh, and happy whatever.
A couple more as well. I'm sorry, this card is so late. I have no excuse. There you go. This is yours one then.
It is
who
me.
I am as a person.
That is me. There's maybe 5 or 6 which perfectly represent me.
Either you've written them or the office really knows you well.
No, I think it was Alan. It was a personal attack. He said, Natalie's watching this. I'm going to put all of these verses about her. That is me.
This is just brilliant. We're getting to know you more and more. Now, they are all in gold and silver, of course. Loads you've already got this. Well done. You don't even care about the price, but we will get the price in for you as low as we can. Brand new. It's £9.99.
Yeah.
For all of that humour. I mean, you've got 192 verses in this.
You
24
just buy it
different
to
verses.
read and make you happy. You could flick to one page every single morning, read it, and that's it. You're in a good mood for the rest of the day.
It's so true. Honestly, last night I think I've had maybe... I'd say maybe 2 hours sleep, you know, if I was lucky, right? And I literally woke up, I think I needed the 5 glasses of wine. Nola's got a really nasty cough, so I'm having to sort of sleep sitting up to hold her up to get her to sleep. Didn't really sleep. And I woke up today, I thought, oh my, I thought, good job, we've got a great day lined up with everybody who's here. I thought, it's going to be all good. And now I'm having a cracking day. I'm not even the one moaning about the tired.
My cheeks actually hurt from smiling so much when you read these. It's absolutely fantastic.
Isn't it? That really is. Oh, it's super. And do you know what I love with this as well? Is that you could put this on the front, you could put this in the centre of a card, you could put it on the top of a box, it could be a label.
Because it's on the fantastic sort of Ink Me paperweight as well, like our picture perfect pads are. You can actually ink these too. So if you do want them to match the cardstock that you're using, you can ink them. You can obviously cut into them, so you could cut into them and make them into little sentiments. We've seen cards where they've been cut in and then popped on steppers, so you've got different elements as well. But it is so good. It's just hilarious.
That one there. If it makes you feel any better, I know people are older than you and they're still alive.
That one is something I would be sending to my dad, 100%. I think for the last 10 birthdays, I've written, I hope you enjoy your bus pass, and he is definitely not getting his bus pass just yet.
Is he not? He's not even age.
No, he's getting closer.
He's like, no, I don't think you get them anymore.
Do you not?
I think they stopped that. I thought the government stopped it.
Well, they probably have.
I might be complete. I might be wrong in all honesty, but I feel like my dad's got his, right, and I think he was really happy because they can't take it off you once you've got it. So no, I think you're allowed it if you've got it, but I feel like he might never be getting his.
Well,
but it might.
I'll still keep
I might
writing
be
it in
wrong
his cards.
because I don't. Because then one day you'll have to get him one.
Exactly.
There's just I don't know. I mean, I don't know where the rules are, but there is literally just so many. There's a geriatric one in here that Kat was saying she found earlier that she loves, and I think that's the joy of this. You can just keep flicking through it, finding something, and it's going to last you ages. As well.
192 sentiments. And again, like I said, do a little pick and mix on your stalls. Get people to choose the sentiments they want for the inside.
That's a really nice idea.
Choose the toppers, choose the colourways, and then you can make it up. I absolutely love that.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you could just literally, if you're doing a gift as well, just cut one of these out and just write from you on the back.
You can obviously trim them out with your trimmer like I just did, but you can use them with your shaped dies as well. So you can make tags for anything, any occasion. There's some great ones in there.
We've got something else that's new as well. Just stay with us. We have still got availability on that. But this is just as fun. So this is just my type, isn't it, that we've got here, the sentiment strip pad. But it's humorous again. They're always very popular anytime you see something like this. So it's your 6x6. You've got 48 of these. And again, there's 12 different designs. You're getting 4 of each. Janet said, I've now stopped laughing enough to add this to my basket with the toppers and cardstock. Absolutely brilliant. That's how we feel, Janet.
Yeah.
It's like a joy.
So happy that everyone is absolutely loving this. But this is fantastic. And you've got in here over 1,245 sentiments.
This is brilliant, especially for your 2, your 4 and your best wishes to your with love or your special day or celebrating, and then it's who they are. Now, normally we would say daughter there, son-in-law, you know, one of those nice things.
But no.
Instead, the weird one in the family, the person I keep sending cards to for some reason, you know, there's just brilliant
My partner in crime, the joker of the pack, the age denier, the plonker.
Someone who makes dirt feel young.
The last surviving dinosaur, my favourite fossil. So, you know, my mum sorted that.
Yeah, exactly.
My friend to the end, someone who's stuck with me.
Oh, the age denier.
Someone who was born on this day a long time ago. And I love how long that sentiment is as well. Exactly. It really adds to that.
It is, isn't it? It's making sure that you really know
great,
about
but you're going to get these sheets, and you're going to get them in the white... with the black print. You're going to get them in the black with the white print.
Brilliant.
And you're also going to get them in that really nice...
this colour here.
Almost sort of like tea-stained design. That more vintage
like craft,
feel, but it's really, really nice. So you've got all of those in there. Then you've got this set. I'm not saying you're old, but you've got at your grand old age, no age-related jokes, I promise, except
and you know.
Old age is coming for all of us. But today is your day. Careful in the antique shops, they may try to sell you.
This one, let's call it chronologically gifted.
Lucky for you, vintage is pretty trendy right now.
In dog years, you'd be... Actually, let's just not go there.
It's so good, isn't it?
Blame a senior moment. You can get away with more as well. So there's just... it's just absolutely fabulous. I mean, this must have taken as well so long to actually put together and to think of all of these sentiments across this and the imperfect verses and then the humour set, because we're not getting the same ones.
There's such a fantastic mix, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I love that a lot of these as well, you'll be able to add onto your cards with your toppers, because a lot of them sort of like before you open this card, and then you could have another bit on there.
That's good.
Before you open my gift, and then you could add one of the sort of like imperfect verses on there.
I love that
if you're disappointed now, just wait till Christmas. I love that one.
I ignored your wish list as well.
You don't always get what you want. I like that one too.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe all the money fell out in transit as well on that one. I know it's your big day, but look at this card I made.
Oh, it's a nice handmade card, isn't it?
Oh, it's just us. And people say, look at this, I've just found this. This is basically us.
This is us right now, isn't it? So we've got these pages of really funny emojis that you're going to get in, and then you've got other elements as well. So keep smiling. It makes people's worried
what you're up to.
Worried what you're up to.
You're great.
It's really good, isn't it? Sometimes all it takes is a smile or gin. Gin works too.
Yeah.
My true love is chocolate, but I'm cocoa for you. Sending smiles. Don't worry, be happy. You plus me equals mischief. You know, you've got some really, really cool elements that you can use in here. Yeah. And again, you're going to get them again in your sort of like your black, your white, and in well, the really nice sort of like vintage feel.
Oh, again, loads and loads of you coming through for this.
Face.
Let's get the pricing. Yeah, I know, it's here, right?
My cheeks hurt. I'm so warm. Just from laughing.
When you think this is work, do you know what, right? So, exactly. You know what I'm thinking of today as well, so this morning. So, one of the people who works here in marketing asked for a few photos to be sent through of like what we've took, you know, during our time here in the years. And the first one I came to was me and you dressed for Hunky Dory Fest, you know, when we'd got the light crews. Well, I'm just thinking, so that plus, and I was looking at that was making me smile. Now I'm like with this, I'm like, what a great day.
It's so good, isn't it?
That $7.99. I thought that was going to come in at $9.99 a match.
No, $7.99.
Oh my gosh, that's
really,
even better.
really cool.
And that's for over 1,000 sentiments that we've got in this as well. Gosh, I mean, that's going to last you ages. And the brilliant thing is they're so ezy to just snip into,
love them. Yeah, you can just snip into them with your scissors. You can do it with your trimmer if you want to be sort of like really precise, or with a guillotine. I just really, really like this type of sentiment. Yes. It's very slim. It's very sort of like contemporary in feel. So it matches this sort of feel of the collection really well.
And when you think for £7.99, right, if you decided to, you know, buy this for just $7.99, let's say there's a pin badge left. I don't know if there is. It's while stock's left. But say you get a pin badge, you're then getting 20% off for the future. Then you might win the goodie bag. Oh. And that's all for $7.99. Yeah. And suddenly you're thinking...
all for $7.99.
Yeah,
it's so good, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant. Now, don't forget as well to go on the web every single day this week to check out the Hunky Dory web deals. I will give you a little sneaky peek at this because the deals are fantastic. Now, they're your deals from yesterday that we have. These are today's. This is what we were talking about yesterday with the foam strips. Because I said, oh, we could probably get, can we restock the foam strips? And Anne-Marie was like, oh, they're coming up as a deal. No. So we've got them and the Miri mats. But can we just scroll back up, Adam, just to yesterday's? That middle one that you're seeing just there, it was meant to be a web-only deal.
Yeah.
We're going to bring it into today's show.
We are. We absolutely
are. We launched that. I launched that myself when that launched with Anne-Marie. We did an incredible launch price. It has today for us to be able to bring it onto the telly, OK? No other web deals are allowed to do that. I don't even know why they're allowed to do this today. I don't think this one's
probably allowed to be done, but we're doing it anyway.
We're just going to do it, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
OK.
He's not here, is he?
I don't think Liam's...
I've not seen
him. I don't know whether they're...
No, he's not here.
Ah, well, then they're not here, so that's fine. So, yes, that one we are. It's going to be on the website, so you can jump ahead if you want to kind of pre-order on that. Now, I also just want to introduce the embossing folders.
I really like the embossing folders as well, because what the embossing folder gives you is more variety for backgrounds.
Definitely.
So a lot of the colours that we've used in the artwork are colours of our adorable squirrel. So I can sort of like show you that with this one here.
Yeah.
So this 90s one here matches this colour of adorable squirrel really nicely.
Yeah.
But if you just want to use your plain adorable squirrel instead of your patterns, because your patterns don't necessarily mix with the designs, then you can use your embossing folders with these colours and make them really, really funky. So this is our Essentials collection.
So the $5.99 each. So you've got your dots. You've then got your stars. So again, I mean, if you want them individually, you can. But we are going to do a great
there's going to be designs that you're going to use all the time here.
Stripes as well.
These are really fun.
Oh, I got
like the stripes.
Yep, stripes.
But then the next one.
This is cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
the zigzags as well that we can see there. So all four of those, $5.99 each. Now, you would have seen me bring these just a few days ago, actually. It was on Sunday. We had a low amount of stock on Sunday of them. Yeah. I believe the allocation we had on that day had sold out.
Okay.
But since then, we've decided to do a one-off deal today of taking it to a lower price. So this is a birthday deal for you. They should be $23.96. We do beat that price sometimes on our shows, but today we're going to beat it even more, okay? And we're going to take these to the lowest price we've seen them at, which is what you want, don't you? I mean, you always want the best possible prices we can have.
And this is a crazy price. When you think that these are already $5.99
it's a great deal for your embossing
this price is going to blow your socks off. They're 6x6. They're tileable as well, so you can make bigger sort of backgrounds with these, but they're awesome to use with these really fun sentiments. They're just
definitely
great all over essential designs.
Wow, and today, have a look at this, $17.96 is where we are. That is for all 4 of them. So usually if we do a deal on these, we're looking at $19.99. We are instead taking, this is the lowest price, it matches that launch price, the lowest price we've ever done on them. We've got a big stock of them available as well, and it is for today's birthday deal. So you've got to jump in and take advantage of these if you want them. Did you want to set up for another demo as well? So do make sure you come in through. They'll work perfectly, of course, with this collection, but with everything else as well. That Solid Adorable Scoreable as well, which Nat just showed you just there. We have got them available. So we have got 60 sheets and 30 sheets that is available. Here's your 60 sheets that we've got here, where you are getting 30 different colourways, and it's 2 sheets of each of them. I mean, you're getting basically everything that you'd want. It's £9.99 if you wanted to get the 30 sheets, which are on the website. But if you are wanting to get 60 in these amazing colourways that we can see here, we are actually taking it down to £15. So you are getting each of them packs instead for £7.50, which is absolutely superb. From the pinks to the oranges to the yellows, the blues, you know, you've got them lovely sort of violets, you've got oranges, red as well, and they will work perfectly with the toppers that you've got. So we just wanted to squeeze those in as well. Right.
Okay, the next one I'm going to do is the, oh no, not another cheesy birthday card. Very mature. So we're going to use that one, and I'm fully being inspired by the cheese, and I'm going to do my card to look like cheese.
Amazing.
So I've got my yellow from that Adorable Scoreable pack, and I've just scored this in half so that that is going to make my card blank, and then we're going to get really fancy with this. So if I take my Hunky Dory pen, and what I'm going to do is, from this score line here, I'm just going to mark it. I'm going to go like to the 4.5-inch mark.
Okay.
So just mark that. And then what we're going to do is spin it to the top. And I'm going to do from, let's cut it first actually. So I'm going to cut this to the score line. So from that line or just over to that score line. Doesn't really matter. So we've got that really nice shape there. And then to make it look even more like cheese, I'm going to take the top bit here, and I am going to just take my pen again, mark it there, and then we are going to cut that from that point to the point at the top. So just move that around, and then we've got this really nice weird shaped card, but it's going to look really good. And then what we're going to do is going to open this up. And I'm going to use a selection of dies. I've got my shape builders. So these are really small square circles. And we can bring these in. And then I've also got some of my larger circles. So I'm going to bring these in as well. I'm going to pop holes in it. Of course we're going to.
Okay.
It's cheese.
It's cheese.
So let's go in with this.
Do you know what? When I used to be an actress, right, and I used to go for like commercial auditions, we would do some weird things. I went once to eat, what's that cheese called with the holes in it? Right?
Edam.
Edam. So I went for an audition for the Edam advert, and I am not joking. They just kept making you eat more and more and more of this cheese. Now, I like that cheese. And then it got to the point where they were like, can you just do one more thing? I think I was under a table or something eating this cheese. And the further down these auditions you got, the more cheese you got. I didn't even get the job. I was like, you've nearly made me sick.
My dream day.
Not the amount of cheese you were forced.
Being there to eat cheese, I would love that. Absolutely love it.
Oh no, honestly.
So I've got some bits that are coming off my card. I've got some bits that are thingy in. I am probably going to put another one in. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is, good pointing out there, Kat. Don't worry about that. We're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on here. So that is just going to cut up to this score line, and then it won't go anywhere over. So you want to line up your plates really, really nicely. Keep your card open. Don't fold it. And then it will fit through your machines. And then what we're going to do... Oh, I need to get my plates right. Let's get my plates right. I'm going to pop that on there, that on there. It was a little stressy song, Kat, because I thought I was going to cut it wrong. Going to pop my... all my plates together, and then we can just slot this through our machine. and then we can pop it, run it through. So if you wanted to create this card on like a smaller die cutting machine, you could do, but you just need to bring the size of your card down.
Okay.
So I've gone for like an A5 card and then cut it down an 1.5 inches off each side that I've marked. Right. But if you wanted to make this on like a smaller card, you would just start with like the card size you wanted and then add all of these bits and pieces in. So I think I'm actually going to leave it with the designs that we've got here because we are going to have some coming off the edge, so it is going to look quite cool. Yeah, it does. So we've got this design here, and then all you're going to need to do is take either your trimmer, I'm going to use my trimmer just so it's neat, or you could use a knife. I'm going to line that up with there, and then I'm just going to bring in that point to the top. Okay. So this is where you can make really, really fun cards with this collection. So you can make really quite simple cards with the cardstock that you've got, or you can be really, really fancy as well. So that is going to go on here like this. Okay. So you've got your cheese ready to go. I'm going to pop this on here. Oh, good. And then I was thinking the cheese under here is a little bit darker. So I've got 2 sheets of our, this is our colour blocks. Okay, this one is from our Christmas. And this one is going to give you a really fun look. So, to make this even easier for us, because obviously we've got this shape, we could replicate it because we've got those measurements that we use. I'm just going to line this up onto here, line it up with the score, put it against those 2 edges, and then we can just trim it with our scissors. It's just going to make your life so much easier. So I'm going to do that on here, but this is a super fun card. That's brilliant. And a great use of like using stuff you might already have in your stash to make these elements as well. So let's pop that in there. Let's just score these points here to give us that really nice cheese shape. And then I'm going to do, oh no, not another birthday card. And then this one, have a damn good day. It's good, isn't it? So let's pop that on there. That one I might have coming off the edge of my card as well, because I'm going to fit this in an A5 card. So if you want to have things like hanging over, you absolutely can do. And then I was thinking I could bring in some of these as well. So I might do the cool kid, the cool kid. So let's just trim these out, and I'll show you how these can just like elevate your cards as well. So I just trim down the ends, and then you can cut that out. So I'm going to do that one there. Or let's do the cool kid across here, and then I'm going to go especially for the cool kid. Right, yes. Yeah, and that one can go up at the top. Sentences, don't they, as well? And if you want to sort of like make these fit a little bit more as well, you can get some mirri. Okay. And you can just pop them onto your mirri. There is a great deal on mirri on the website. Go to the web for that, definitely. Go have a look at that if you haven't already. So let's pop this on here. I'm going to trim these out. So I'm just going to use my scissors for this. Just making sure that you've got those nice edges. You can obviously go back in and make them a little bit neater if you want to, but the shape of this card that we're doing anyway is quite quirky, so even if you're out a little bit, it's going to be absolutely fine. So let's pop this on, and you want to be a little bit careful about where you're going to add your foam pads. So what I'm going to do is, if I get my squares, I might just trim them ever so slightly. What I can do is I can see where I want to go with this, and then just add my foam pads around. Let's go with this, and then I'm going to pop this one across here. So again, you can take your foam pads, just cut them down. I thought I had some smaller squares, but I cannot find them. It doesn't matter. You'll be able to find them when you get them at home. Yeah. Just placing them on there. That's going to go across here, and then let's pop these ones on as well. And because I'm going to add this in, so let's go, especially for the cool kid, and we're just going to add those onto here, and then that one is.
Oh, so good. Wow, just amazing, isn't it? And that was so easy to do. So do remember, of course, that you have got so much that is available within this collection. Loads of humorous products. Of course, you've got all of those topper sheets that we've seen just there, where you are getting 8 different topper sheets, and you are getting 4 of each of these as well. So you can make hundreds of cards. They are absolutely hilarious, and you can make the most gorgeous kind of pieces as well. Also, very, very popular, of course, has been the imperfect verses.
I'm not surprised.
Which just make you laugh so much.
You just want to have everything. If you're loving these toppers, then grab the verses and grab that Just My Type Pad, because they are all going to work so well together.
And it just feels like it's the right day to use your one-off P&P, so that's there.
100%.
Also, there was this, which we saw, which is Just My Type Sentiment Strip Pad that we have as well. So, of course, if you are wanting to get that, then you've got that opportunity to get this. Now, this is £7.99 for you to be able to get this one that we have. And that does have over 1,000 different ones as well. So you're talking over 1,200 that we've actually got in that £7.99. Plus, we must remind you, of course, of the brand new foiled cardstock that we've got that works perfectly with this. You are getting 16 sheets in this. You're getting 8 different designs. Just seeing, we've only got 50 left of that. Wow, oh my gosh. 50 left of the sentiment type pad. We've got less than 30 left of this. So this is almost gone. So if this is
Kat, didn't you say there was like 40 people with it in the basket?
Yeah, exactly. So more people with this in their basket than availability.
Wow.
So if you want that, you have got to be super, super quick to be able to jump in and get it. Now, the time is flying. We have something else we want to introduce into this hour as well.
I know, sneaky little deal.
Yes, we will squeeze this in, a sneaky little deal for you, because we have the craft trolley that we're going to come to. I think we've had a quick question come in as well. Hello, Angela. How did you find the web-only birthday deals, please? So just jump onto the website, go onto there, and then you can see right at the top banner, click on Shop Now, that you can see just there. Did you want to move over to our crafty trolley? So we have got our crafty trolley that we can see here, which is brilliant. Now, this I can remember when we launched this, right? It was myself and Anne-Marie a while ago, and it was berserk. I mean, there were hundreds and hundreds sold.
It's so good. And it has a lot of really cool features about it that you won't sort of get in other trolleys like this. So you'll see at the very base, the outside edge sort of like comes out. So that means that it's going to be really, really sturdy. So it doesn't matter how much you put in here. There's also really cool brakes on there, but it just means that with the wheels as well, that it moves really, really nicely. The height between each sort of level is really great. It's big enough that you can pop in your toolbox, or you could pop in your smaller sort of boxes and actually physically lift those out of all of them without sort of like any issues. You're also going to get 2 little holders that go on the side of here. I'm not sure whereabouts they are on this one, but that's great for hanging on your trimmer. Pop in on your scoreboard if you want to.
Definitely.
It's hang off, or just having your other elements on there as well. You can fit so much on this. I love it because if you've not got a lot of space, you can stack all of your goodies on here, pop it into a cupboard or under the stairs, and then get it out again when you need to. You've also got the Hunky Dory sticker. Now this we've placed on the top here, but this is just a sticker.
Oh, so you can take it off if you want to.
Have it wherever you want to. It could be on the side, it could be on the front, it could be in the middle, on the bottom. So that is going to come with you. When you get it home as well and you're wondering, how on earth am I going to put this together? We've got a really handy guide made by Big Boss Dan, and he puts it together in real time, so you can watch it along with him and be able to sort of make it.
And it's actually really easy, isn't it?
So
like to be able to put. We can see a picture actually of you there with yours kind of really stacked up with everything that you've got in there as well. It's good that it's desk level, so you can kind of reach across to it, you know, rather than it being 2 hoppers as well who have used this and bought this. Quite a lot of boots are quite high up, right? So they actually fill their trolley and they literally just pop it in to take it to craft shows. You get it out and you feel a bit like a posh air stewardess because it kind of just pushes it around. So it's absolutely. You can see our shoes now. No, normally you don't see our shoes behind the desk, so we just
good ones on today.
Where are Converse? No, exactly.
Comfort is key. Okay.
Now we are going to take this down to a price that we sell this at now. Okay, so we will get it. So we've sold it. Was it £32.99 that we've been? Oh, this price. Sorry, I thought it was 35. So we've taken it up to $34.99, okay?
Yeah.
When we launched it, though, we did a price of $29.99.
We did.
So let's take it down and match the lowest price we've ever done before. This is when we launched it, which was brilliant.
Price, isn't
yeah.
it? It's absolutely fantastic for what you're getting here.
Yeah.
And sort of like the storage you have. I mean, there's people that we know have bought multiples of these because when you're sat at your craft desk, you can have two on either side.
Well, Janet's just said I have two of these.
Yeah.
They're really well made and can hold loads. I really recommend them. So that kind of sums up what you're saying.
It's great, isn't it? It's great to hear how other people use theirs and what they do because there's nothing worse